Hey there guys, welcome back to Cop Talks in another video. Today's video is going to be about the North American Rescue SIRK Gen 2, and SIRK stands for Supplemental IFAK Resupply Kit, and this one just happens to be with a needle. Now, I talked about this in my last video in regards to first aid and trauma, and I didn't have one on hand. Luckily, my mom needed a new one, so I went ahead and ordered her one, and she's going to be opening this and transferring it to a different container anyway. Normally, I would keep these sealed as is and just throw them in my bag, but since she's going to be moving the parts around, I figured we'd go ahead and open this one. That way I can kind of show you. Now, it does tell you the contents on the front, but it's always nice to see it in person. Now, right here, this one does have an expiration date because it has quick clot and, you know, the chest seals and things like that. They do have a shelf life. So it's kind of nice whenever you can crack this thing open, you know, you pull it out of your bag and it's just a quick look of, okay, this expires, you know, August in 2022. So pretty decent shelf life. It comes very well packed in this nice vacuum pack, and this is some thick plastic. I would recommend probably keeping this plastic because you can use it to make a chest seal or a different kind of dressing. You know, you can use plastic for a whole lot, and thick plastic like this is even better. So let's go ahead and crack this open, show you what's inside. So the tear notches didn't work too well because the plastic is actually so thick that I ended up just cutting it with scissors. So usually I would have a pocket knife or something with me anyway, but that's just something to keep in mind if you pick up this kit. Now, this is a refill kit, meaning you already have a pouch that can hold this generally. But like I said, I generally buy these packs and throw them into bags. If you have a mass cal event, you have a couple of these in your bags, you can just hand them out to first responders or hopefully people with the right training, and they can effectively use these. So getting right into it, first three things we pulled out because they were stuck together is a very good roll of duct tape. This is not just medical tape, but this is incredibly sticky quality duct tape. I'd almost put that on level with like Gorilla Tape. That is awesome to have in any situation. Next up, we have 2 sets of Nitrile Gloves. These are their Bear Claws. These are North American Rescue's trademark gloves. I recommend getting a light color glove like this. Never use tactical black or whatever because you're not going to be able to see blood. If you're doing blood sweeps on the body, you're not going to be able to see the blood. So blue or any other light color. Maybe not orange. I've seen a couple people carry orange, but that's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. These tan, this would show up very well. I mean, I usually just carry the cheap blue ones, but tan is not so bad either. These are very, very tightly packed as well. So that's pretty cool. Next, we have a nice little North American Rescue Sharpie. These are just handy dandy to have. Looks like this one has a quick pull away top. So you can have this on a string or something. I don't know. I would lose that within the first 30 seconds. But, yep, little Sharpie. Does work. You can use that to write on the body, write on the tourniquets, whatever you have to do. Next up is a CAT Generation 7 Combat CAT stands for Combat Application Tourniquet. This is a North American Rescue product. It is a legit one. That's why I buy these kits directly from them or from Orbital Tactical. I know I'm getting the legit stuff because there's a lot of fakes floating around there. So you get 2 CAT tourniquets, 2 sets of gloves, roll of tape. Got that fantastic little Sharpie there. We have some North American Rescue compressed gauze. I have a lot from H&H. This is pretty much the same stuff. It's really absorbent. You can use it for wound packing. You can use it for, you know, wrapping an injury, stabilizing something in place, such as a blade or a piece of shrapnel. Pretty good stuff. This is a nice little compressed Israeli bandage or trauma bandage. These can affect pressure onto the wound and keep it clean and closed. Yeah, it's a hemorrhage control bandage. And then we have, of course, quick clot, quality stuff. You have a NCD, which is a needle chest decompression. This is a big, I forget, it's a 14 gauge needle. And you can use this only ever use these if you're trained in their use because they can be extremely dangerous. This one has an expiration of 2023. As long as this is kept sealed and sterile, it's pretty much good to go. In here we have the eye shield. You can use this for eye injuries, kind of stabilize things in place. You know, if you need to, you can actually break this kind of open. I've done that with some pliers and like slipped it over something and held it in place. You get this fantastic little, like I said in the last video, you get this little Benchmade rescue hook. Pretty nice. I like Benchmade stuff, so, you know, added bonus for me there. I'm not going to keep, my mom will get that. I'm going to let her keep that in the car. You have a nice Npa Nasopharyngeal Airway. Once again, don't use this if you're not trained in it. You can use this to insert it in through the nose, and it kind of goes down to the throat. That way, if their tongue swells up or something, they still can breathe through their nose. And then, last but not least, we have two North American Rescues hyphen. These are the vents, actually. That's pretty good. Chest seals. So these are, yeah, 2-pack right here. They're kind of like half size. The original ones used to be like just this size, just one. But most gunshot wounds are not that big, I'm hoping. And so they kind of went to like these half size ones, and they have like a tear notch down the middle. You can rip these apart. One's for like entrance and exit, or if you only have 2 entrance wounds, you can stack it on there. These have an expiration date of 2023, so these will last quite a while. I'm sure that expiration date of 2022 applies to the combat gauze. That's usually the first thing to expire in a kit like this. And no, that's also saying 2023. Really interesting. Ah, it's the NPA. The NPA expires August 2022. So that's something to keep in mind, is you want to date your kit to the thing that's going to first expire. So just because everything else in here is good till 2023, check it at 2022. That way there's no question everything in here is good to go. So last but not least, another thing that comes in that kit is a TC3 card, a Tactical Casualty Combat Care card. I know a lot of people call them other things. This one's like a plastic material. You can also use it for the Sharpie. It's textured, so it'll take that ink very well. But you can write on here, you know, what's their evacuation status? Are they urgent, priority, or routine? What treatments have been applied? Tourniquet to the extremity, junctional, truncal. You know, what dressings have been applied? Has their, you know, airway, is it intact? Do they have an NPA? Has there been a crike? Has there been an ET tube, you know, an SGA? Do they need, or have they gotten O2? Have they gotten the needle decompression? Sorry. Have they gotten a chest tube, a chest seal? You know, all kinds of stuff. You can put all kinds of information. Have they gotten a pill pack? Eye shield. I mean, it's kind of obvious if they're going to have an eye shield, in my opinion. Splint. Hypothermia prevention. Anything else? The first responder and their last 4. And then right here they actually have a diagram of the body. You can put the patient name, the gender. Hopefully that's pretty obvious, but nowadays you never know. Yeah, mechanism of injury: artillery, blunt, burn, fall, grenade, gunshot wound, IED, landmine, motor vehicle collision, RPG, or other. But you know, those are actually more the common ones that you're going to deal with. And then you can document here tourniquet, the type of tourniquet. Was it a hasty tourniquet? Was it a deliberate tourniquet? What time was it applied? You know, all those things. And then you can put signs, symptoms, and their vital signs on here. So you can put down the time, and then their pulse ox, respiratory rate, blood pressure, pulse, pain scale, all that stuff. This is very handy, especially if this is in a mass cal event. If you tie this to somebody's arm or their hand, their leg, their, you know, don't do it to their neck, but it comes with a good section of rope pre-applied here, tied to their belt, something that's going to go with them, then that next level of care is really going to know what's been done, and it just helps all that much more in a very critical situation. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. I really recommend checking out this kit. I got it from orbitaltactical.com. The whole kit shipped was about $79 flat, and the tourniquets alone, each one of these run for about $25, so that's $50. The chest seals, I think, are like another 15, so that's like 65. Another 15 for the NCD needle, so that's what, 80 already. Then the quick clot, you're looking at probably $20, so that's 100. And then the trauma bandage, that's probably like $6. So I mean, you get more than what you're paying for already. And this is all quality medical equipment made by a reputable manufacturer. It's all up to date, and it's honestly enough to handle a pretty good variety of trauma related situations. And it's perfect, absolutely perfect for a active shooter response bag, or it's good for keeping in a classroom. Anybody that's taken like a stop the bleed or a hemorrhage control class, which my mom did a couple days ago, which is why she wanted me to order this for her. This is a great, very comprehensive kit. And like I said, you can open it and augment it. You can throw this in another bag. You can keep it sealed up. You can do a whole ton of stuff with it. I really recommend this kit. I really recommend you check out North American Rescue. They're kind of the OGs in the medical community for military trauma. So anyway, guys, if you have any other questions for me, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below, or you can email me at coptalks@gmail.com. I really appreciate you joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you stay safe out there. I hope you get training. I hope you spend time with your loved ones. And I hope you are just out there doing everything you want to do. Anyway, have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one.